Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming in a different spot. I'm in my car, I have a Tesla, and I was basically running on fumes, or I guess like sparks is what they call it. And I think I had like 3 miles left, so I decided to come supercharge because it's Labor Day weekend, it's only Sunday, so making sure we have a car for the rest of the weekend because my partner just sold his, so we just have this car for right now. Yeah, so I brought a tote of books that I recently hauled. I've been like on a huge book buying spree lately, and I'm gonna try to like hold off for a little bit while I work through my TBR, but I figured I would just come on here and talk about them while I waste away just, waiting for this to be charged. So obviously I don't have booze today because I'd be irresponsible. I have a quad iced Americano. People are like filming in the back. I don't know what's going on, so just ignore. So yeah, let's just get into the book haul. I picked this up from my library. It's called Tender is the Flesh, and I know it's like a dystopian novel about humans being, I guess like animal meat has poisoned people, I guess. You can't eat it, so now they're farming humans, I guess, which sounds super horrific, and I guess there's like some body horror involved in this one. So yeah, I am eager to read it. It sounds super messed up and gross. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so next I have Lakewood by Giddings. So I know this one's kind of like Get Out, people have compared it to, the movie, and I guess it's about a woman who, her grandmother dies, and then she drops out of college to support her family, and she goes to this remote town of Lakewood, Michigan, and she gets involved in these experiments. And so I guess it's a book about like class and race, and I guess experiments that are done on black bodies, and it's supposed to be really good. I know it's a debut novel, so I'm super excited to read this one as well. Next I have Transcendent Kingdom by Gyasi. I'm super stoked to read this one. It's the pick for our October book club here at my local bookstore, and so this cover is just like stunning. And it's a signed copy, which is cool. I actually got an advanced listening copy of this book, and I was gonna, try to not spend money and buy another copy, but I just had to get this physical edition with the deckled edges, and it's so pretty. And I know this one I'm probably gonna want to like tab up a bit, and so yeah, I'll probably listen and read this one at the same time, but I'll have thoughts on this one either this month or next month whenever I get to it. It's about a woman who loses her brother to addiction, and she's studying addiction in rats, I guess. And that's all I really know about it. I know it's also about like faith and science. It just sounds really good. I've only seen like insanely, incredibly rave reviews about this one, so super stoked. So my Bookstagram friend Daniel Stone, he kindly sent me a copy of his new novel. It's a queer horror novel about drag queens in New York City, and so I'm really excited to read this. I haven't really read much indie horror, and I wanted to make it like a goal of my own to read more indie authors, just to see what else is out there, because I know like with Bookstagram and BookTube, a lot of it is just full of the big 5 publishers pushing novels, but I also want to try some other stuff as well. So yeah, really looking forward to this one. I'm also reading his short story collection called Lovebites and Razorlines, which is really good. I think I'm like 5 or 6 stories in, and I'm loving it so far. Like after every story, I've been like DMing him and just telling him how much I love his writing. But yeah, I'm really blown away by his work, his short work at least, and I'm excited to try out his novel. Next, I have Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel. I've seen that she won the Booker twice for Wolf Hall, and then the sequel, Bring Up the Bodies, I think it's called. I don't really read historical fiction that often, but I've seen this one praised so much, and I don't even know like any history of the Tudors. Like I know nothing, like literally know nothing. So yeah, I want to try this one. I'm a little bit nervous that I'm going to be kind of lost, and I know people sometimes complain about how she often uses the pronoun he, and you don't really know who she's referring to throughout. But people say like if you are reading it and she says he, just assume that she's referring to Thomas Cromwell, who this is about. So I don't know, I'm kind of nervous to start it, and it's pretty long, and I don't often read historical fiction, so yeah, I don't know, I'll give this one a shot though, because I'd like to read the full trilogy if I like it, so I guess we will see. I have a feeling this one's going to win the Booker again this year. Not this one, the final of the trilogy, called The Mirror and the Light, I think, because she won it twice before, and I'm just assuming they're going to want to give her like the whole Booker for the trilogy, but I guess we'll see. Next, I have So You Want to Talk About Race, and I am loving this already. I've only read like the intro and the first chapter or essay, and I'm already tapping it up a ton, and I'm already learning a ton from it. And I'm actually, I know like in my recent reading habits tag video, I said that I don't ever mark up books, but since this one feels more like I'm actively learning through it, I have been underlining and stuff, it was hard to put my pen to the paper because it just feels so not right to me. But yeah, I'm really liking this one, and I can't wait to just slowly dig my way through it and really try to learn as much as I can. And so yeah, it's great so far. Next, I have Burnt Sugar by Avni Doshi, and this one is longlisted for the Booker this year. And I've seen a ton of friends like on Bookstagram and BookTube absolutely raving about this one. And I know all I really know it's about from what I can recall right now. It's about a woman who basically doesn't like her mother. I don't know. It's supposed to be like a familial drama of sorts, and that's all I know. But I love family dramas, so I'm already excited going into it. But yeah, I want to read this one very soon because I've seen some praise like every day about this one. So yeah, it's not released in the U.S. yet, so you'll have to, if you want to read it like now, you have to order it from the U.K., which I did from Blackwell's. But yeah, it's coming out in 2021 in the US. Keep an eye out for it if you're not going to get to it this year. Next, in the vein of me reading more classics, I decided to pick up Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis and Other Stories. And I'm nervous now because I knew like Metamorphosis was about him turning into a bug, but I didn't know it was a cockroach. And that's such like a petty thing to be nervous about, but my biggest fear of all time is cockroaches. And to read a story about a man turning into a cockroach sounds like my worst fucking nightmare. I'm kind of scared, but I heard it's supposed to be really good. And I've read some books recently that are compared to Kafka, like the first one that comes to mind is What Happens at Night by Peter Cameron. And I wish I had read more Kafka, or any Kafka, to see those ties and understand the comparisons, because he's always referred to, and I know he's great, and I think he's kind of weird, which I like in my fiction. I got this really cool Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition. You can see the roaches crawling down the wall, which is terrifying. But yeah, these are super cool because they have like comic art in the flaps and stuff, and on the back. Jeez, I've hauled a lot of books, I just realized, since my last one. I feel like I just posted my book haul video, but yeah, I've been buying like a ton, and you really need to chill with it. But the next book I have is The Bazterrica by Evie Wyld. This one had been out for a while in the UK, and I saw some reviews of it on here that were really, praising it a lot. Like Simon from Savage Reads, he said he loved it, and so this one just came out, I think, a few days ago, and I had to pick it up. It follows 3 women across different generations, and it's all I really know is that it's about violence against women and how these women's 3 stories eventually like intertwine. It's supposed to be dark and gothic and kind of disturbing, and so I love all of that. So I guess I'll give this one a shot soon. It's also a really gorgeous cover, and I love deckled edge hardcovers too. So yeah, super excited for this one. Okay, next I have Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. I ordered this from the UK because I prefer this cover. It's super gorgeous and blue and gold, and I'm loving it. I know this one follows Shakespeare and his wife and his 2 kids. I guess it's less about Shakespeare and more about the kids. But it's about Hamnet, and I guess he dies at the end of the novel. But it's about like family. I don't know. It just sounds really interesting. That's really all I know. Someone had recently commented on my video saying I would like this and that they cried. Sorry, I can't remember who said it. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one. And it's another historical novel that is outside of my comfort zone, but I'm really looking forward to it. And I think it's interesting, reading about Shakespeare's family rather than just about Shakespeare, because I haven't read Shakespeare in a while, but I remember like in high school when I read it, I actually did really like Shakespeare, and so yeah, I don't know, I guess we'll see about this one. I have a feeling I'm going to be emotional and sad about it because death is involved, so I guess we will see. This is so pretty. I keep like seeing it shimmer in the light. I'm digging it. Okay, we're almost done, I think. Maybe. I have no room. Oh shit. I don't know what all this activity is behind me. Okay, so I also recently hauled Winter and Summer by Ali Smith. I just recently talked about Autumn, the first in the seasonal quartet, in my recent August wrap-up video, which I'll put in the cards if you haven't seen it yet. But I really liked Autumn, and so I ordered the full quartet from the UK because I prefer these covers. They're so pretty, and I love like how her name shines, and it shows a different image on each. Spring was supposed to be here, but it hasn't come in the post. Am I fucking British? I just reminded myself I need to follow up on that. But yeah, I'm supposed to have the full quartet, but I'm really excited to read these. I'm thinking about maybe reading Summer first because it is so hot here. Like, I don't know if I'm like sweating in my car right now. If you've read the seasonal quartet, which one's your favorite, least favorite? I'm just curious to know what you guys think going into the rest of the quartet, because I liked Autumn, but I guess we'll see. But the last book I have is Daddy by Emma Cline, and I've been on Instagram. I posted this recently. I'm 2 stories in. I'm like halfway through the 3rd story. I keep getting distracted with different things going on. But the other night I finished the 2nd story called Los Angeles, and I was like stunned by it. It was the ending was very disturbing, and I wasn't expecting it. It was so good. I don't want to spoil it, but basically it's about sexual violence against women, and so the end was just like, dude, I don't know, it's so good so far. I love the first story as well. This is actually the first book that I've read recently where I'm actually taking notes. I have like an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, and it's been great to just, jot down my ideas as I go through. I really like the cover for this one too, and it's signed, which is awesome. Okay, so that about does it. I hope you enjoyed this this book haul. Until next time, cheers.